company. I also hold a freelance community for all of these solopreneurs. People who do expert consulting as their main revenue stream and freelance. They are self-employed, they are entrepreneurs, but the product they sell is themselves. The product they sell is their own expertise and their own time. So I go out at a company and help them with a campaign, for example, or I help them with their IT strategy, or something like that. I come in and expert consult on my own behalf, on my own company's behalf. So people are reaching out to me like, can you come in here and just help us with this small thing? And it's a really nice setup actually, because you can charge pretty well and you can be free in the meantime, like in between assignments. And you can also finance your own products and your own businesses with that income. So the lessons from all of my failed and successful products, companies, brands, ideas, all that I've started, is that finding the audience and targeting them in a cost-effective way is super difficult and expensive. So if you crack that, then that's a huge part of a successful product. Then you are on a very good way towards becoming a great entrepreneur and having a great company. And that's why all of the huge influencers have it so easy, because they already have the audience. These who are born from celebrity parents or something, they have a platform, they have an audience, they have little fans that buy everything they suggest. So they are like 100 steps ahead of everyone else. I have a small platform, not 100 million followers or whatever people have these days, but not that amount. So the audience and the sales process is really problematic, and it's not the product, it's not the buying process, it's really the audience that is tough to reach in a cost-effective way. And as you also maybe have noticed throughout this presentation and with all of the projects that I have been doing, I maybe didn't have the endurance to go with them all the way. I actually I lost my inspiration and I stopped. For instance, with the makeup Instagram, maybe that would have been something if I continued very frequent. That could have been something, I don't know, but I just didn't have the endurance, I didn't have the inspiration to continue. So that's a really tough thing to struggle every year on just continuing with the same thing and trying to release this huge idea that you have. You need to have endurance in order to do that. And what have we more learned? I hope that you will bring with you that you need to test. You need to iterate. You need to learn what the scientific method is. How have we, as a species, conducted research? How do we do that? Because what's great with the scientific method is that if someone else does the exact same test, they will get the exact same result. So it's objectively true. Do you see where I'm going? So it's true it doesn't matter who does the test. And that's the strength of proving an hypothesis and testing something. Because you can be relaxed with the knowledge that okay, I had a hypothesis, it was true or it was wrong, and now I can move on. I can progress, I can iterate, I can do the next thing. So disproving or proving a hypothesis and testing it for real, that's what being an entrepreneur is all about. And you don't even, because you will bring that same mindset within the company. Like, I've been talking about testing different companies here, but within your company, you will also apply this approach, this process about testing and iterating and proving or disproving hypotheses. This is something you will continue using even if you go with your first idea that you have. The next feature of that product is also a hypothesis. So this process transcends companies and transcends everything you're doing. Even if you're an employee, it's great to be able to apply this method of testing, iterating, proving hypotheses, gathering evidence, gathering data, analyzing the data. That's what all entrepreneurs are doing all the time. So I think you should wrap your head around it. Testing is the key. Okay. So I talked about being a multipreneur and a solopreneur, and I want to tell you about my revenue streams. So all of the different ways in which money is flowing into my businesses. Because as an entrepreneur who is not multi or solo, you maybe have only one revenue stream, but maybe a bigger revenue stream. Or you can have several small ones who turns into a big revenue stream. You see where I'm going? So I have lots of different revenue streams. The biggest one, expert consulting, as I told you about earlier. And then I have a board member. So I own different companies and I sit on the board and I decide strategy and where this company is going to move forward. It's a really interesting job actually. And then I have my website, Anna Leijon and I, which is like super popular actually. And I market a lot of stuff there, all different products and services, and I get a lot of money on that. So that I could really encourage you to start a website and start to generate traffic. That's a really lucrative way of earning money. And then we have ownership of, for instance, Flowby, the digital queuing system that was in Draknästet. That's one revenue stream. I have lots of other revenue streams as well when it comes to owning companies. I have a new startup that we haven't released yet, but that I've invested in, and I'm on the board as well. So that's hopefully going to turn into a big revenue stream, who knows? And then we have events, lectures, selling books, hosting stuff, sitting in like jury and stuff like that. It's also one of the revenue streams. So my point is that it's a different way of financing everything you want to do. I have the expert consulting as my security, my main path, my main revenue stream, and with that I can finance my own companies, my own ideas. Everything is possible, but I can finance it myself, and I own everything myself 100% still. So that's a path that you can take as well. You don't have to take the path of venture capital and pitching for investors and having to report to them and all of the hassle that follows it. It's a different path, but it's still being an entrepreneur. It's as much being an entrepreneur as the big 100 million pitch entrepreneur. But you just have to question yourself all the time. Okay, great. Oh yeah, this is my book. I told you about the revenue stream of selling books, because this is something that I'm very passionate about. And this is a guide in 17 steps of how you become your own solopreneur, your own freelancer, how you earn money on your expertise, on your own two legs, without being hired by someone else. You know, in the beginning when I said that you can either be Or you can earn money in 2 ways in this world. 2 ways. There's only 2 ways legally that you can earn money. It's being hired by someone else, or it's by hiring yourself. You are your own boss. You report to yourself. You do everything for yourself, and you own it 100%. So this book is about becoming your own boss, and only have to answer to yourself. Because that is a path that is very free. And you can like design your own life, you can design your own schedule, you can do as you want. You can, if I wanna release a song, I want to become a music artist, I could totally do that, no problem. I have the money in my company, I have all of the, I can just look it up how you do it. It's not gonna be super easy, but it's no problem, because you have this power that comes with being a solopreneur. Everything is open for you. The world is your oyster. You can just grab whatever you want and start whatever company you want because you can finance it yourself. You don't have to answer to anyone. That is something that's a message that has been super central in my entrepreneurial journey, and I want to inspire you that this path is also possible. And it comes with a lot of perks. You know how venture capital funded the CEOs can, hit the wall and they become super stressed, and it's like they can also be like bought out of their own company, lose their share, maybe be voted out because they have a minority of the votes, for instance. There's a lot of ways venture capitalists can play you, because they are going after the money, right? They don't care about you. Who are you? You are someone who will work around the clock for them in order to generate money for them. It's one way you can do it, but it's a tough way. It's probably the most difficult way, and it's the with the least success rate. Only 1 in 100 venture capital firms succeed. That's why they need to invest money in so many different ones, because a lot of them just doesn't become anything. But with this iterative approach instead, and where you're financing your own, you can have a lot higher success rate of actually making it as an entrepreneur. Because that's what you want to do, right? You want to have this or I hope, this lifestyle, these possibilities that come with being self-employed and on your own. You're probably looking for that, and that's possible. Okay, great. That's about my book. I'm actually starting to wrap up here. I don't know if you want to check out whatever it is I'm doing. The podcast, for instance, would be something very important for you to listen to, where you are right now. You can learn how to bootstrap. Are there any questions? Is there anything you want to bring up? Thank you for listening, and good luck on your
Okay, so I also want to say thank you for coming, and I know. So if we can have everyone just turning to the front, please. Thank you. I know I learned a lot, Anna, from what you talked about.
Great.
And a few of the things that I took with me, at least, is this idea of being curious, risk takers, but also how you get the scientific method in there. I thought that was pretty interesting. A small thank you from us. No, it's getting cold out there, so you might need one of those.
Love it. Thanks.
Can we have another round of applause for Anna, please?